All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jonas Klink, and I'm the product manager for the accessibility team here at Google. And we're very, very excited to have you guys here today. I want to extend a really, really warm welcome and thank you all for coming here. I know a lot of you are local, but still early in the morning, and we're thrilled to have you here. I think we're going to have a great event today, and I look forward to showing you the demo that we have going today. We have an agenda here behind me. After I do the brief introduction that I'm blocking, I'm going to hand it over to Vint Cerf. We're then going to have Ken and Naomi do some demos. Vint will come back to provide a wrap-up, and then we'll do some Q&A towards the end. The bulk of us, the majority, will be available afterwards to give some additional demos, answer more questions, anything you haven't gotten to. So we're really thrilled to have Vint Cerf with us. His title here at Google is Vice President and Chief Internet Evangelist. But as many as you know, he's a lot more than that. He's widely known as the father of the internet, as one of the co-designers of the TCP/IP protocols and the basic architecture of the internet. To us, which might be widely known, he's really, really critical as an unwavering supporter for an accessible internet, and especially for those who have special access needs. So without further ado, we're really thrilled to have him here, and I give you Vint Cerf.
Thank you all very, very much for coming, and welcome to Google's DC office. It's these kinds of events that have made us so happy to have this facility here, and I hope during the course of 2010 we'll see you back here for other kinds of announcements related to our work in accessibility. Let me start out by, I'm standing in front of these darn slides. How can we do this so I'm not in the way as I fall off the side? How's that? Okay, can I get the first slide, please? There we are. Everyone should know by this time that Google's motto is to organize the world's information and make it accessible and useful. And accessible is a really important word in the context of what we're going to talk about today. Accessibility comes in a wide range of features. There are issues for people who are deaf or hearing impaired, or people who have visual impairments, who have low vision or no vision, people who have motor problems and things like that. Google believes that the world's information should be accessible to everyone. And our interest is in finding ways to achieve that objective. We're far from solving the problem completely, but today's discussion and announcements will show you what I consider to be an important step in that direction. I'm going to cheat and look at my notes. Hold on. I have to use my damn glasses to do it. I hate to admit that I have to wear these things. Inside of every 66-year-old is a 16-year-old wondering what happened. So I want to tell you, first of all, why accessibility is personally important to me. Sigrid, who is in the audience over there, wave your hand, Sigrid, and I are both hearing impaired. Sigrid was totally deaf for 50 years. She now has 2 cochlear implants, and they work wonderfully well. They work so well we had to buy a bigger house because she wanted bigger parties because she could hear. So this is a technology which is spectacular. I've been wearing hearing aids since I was 13. You can do the math, that's 53 years. So both of us care a great deal about how technology can help people with various impairments get access to information and be connected with the rest of the world. So quite apart from my job at Google, I have great personal interest in what we're talking about today. You know, YouTube is another part of the Google family, and you saw the signs, I hope, that said Google and YouTube are hosting this meeting. YouTube uncovered an extraordinary desire by the world's population to express itself using the video medium. And one of the big challenges of the video medium is whether it can be made accessible to everyone. It's a little hard to make video accessible to people who are blind. You need to have some kind of descriptive ability there. But for people who are deaf, that's another important area of concern because they may not be able to hear people speaking. So video has turned out to be a stunningly important new medium for personal expression. You may not know the statistics, but there are 23 hours of video uploaded into YouTube every minute. 23 hours of video per minute. Now, I have no idea how many hours of video are actually being watched, but I think the answer is bigger than that. Although, for some videos, it may be like blogs. The average number of readers of a blog is probably 1.1, the person that wrote the blog and his dog. But these videos are often extremely popular, and if you haven't noticed, they have become an important medium of political expression. You saw this very evidently in the post-Iran elections, where many people used video and YouTube in particular to tell the rest of the world what was going on in that country. Well, we started our life at Google as a company that was indexing the internet. We crawl through all the billions of pages on the net, and we try to index them and then help people find the information that they're interested in. We'd like to extend that ability to find information to other media besides text, and so part of what we are about at Google is finding other ways of indexing content that may not necessarily be purely textual in nature. We move very, very quickly when it comes to new ideas, and we usually get them out there early. So beta testing is a very common thing for us. We put new products out there and find out what people do with them. An example of this is Google Wave, where we put that out very, very early in its development, and we're discovering very interesting things about how people use this combined communication tool, which incorporates blogging, instant messaging, email, and many other forms of interaction. We're very interested in picking up other kinds of content than text. So you see this with Google Earth, you see it with Google Maps, and you see it with attempts to allow people to express information or display information that's geographically indexed by using our Google Earth and Google Maps facilities. We're looking for all kinds of ways of improving people's ability to find information. So some of you may be using the Google Toolbar, which we put or make available so that you can easily invoke a Google search. We're also very interested in internationalization. We recently announced that we're capable of searching and translating 51 different languages. Now, there are some linguists in the crowd. I'm going to pick on my good friend Mark Okrent, who is a wonderful linguist at the National Captioning Institute. And Mark, I know you've heard this a million times, but I have to tell everybody that Mark is the inventor of the Klingon language. He's a linguist, and I'm sure he can appreciate that translating 51 languages into 51 other languages is a non-trivial exercise. And I also have to admit that we don't do equally well with all language pairs. I tried Chinese to Danish while I was in Copenhagen earlier this week, and since I don't speak either language, I don't know how well or poorly I did, but I noticed there were some chuckles in the Danish-speaking audience. But the point here is that we recognize accessibility as being accessibility by way of language as being another important kind of accessibility. So what we're seeing here are some statistics, basically relative statistics of the number of people who speak various languages who are on the internet. But you'll notice that the blue-colored bars illustrate people who have accessibility challenges. So there are more people with problems of color vision than there are Japanese or Spanish or German or French or the other language speakers. Or people with poor vision exceed and represent a significant part of the internet user population, or people with poor dexterity, or people who are deaf or hard of hearing and blind. So what we're saying here with these data is that there are a significant number of people in the internet population who will benefit from improvements in accessibility, and we recognize this on a global scale. We try to serve users, all 1.7 billion of them who are online on the internet today, and we would like to improve the ability of our users who have disabilities to get access to the information that we can provide. So let me just give you a couple of examples of the things that we do. In Google applications or Google Apps, we've been focusing on keyboard access and the use of assistive technologies like screen readers to make the information available more accessible to people who can't see. We've released an Android operating system for mobiles, and our intent was to keep that as open as possible. It's an open source operating system. People can add functionality to it, and one of the things we would like to facilitate is the addition of assistive methods to make the operating system more useful in a mobile context for people who need help. We also released a browser called Chrome, and in addition to its security properties, which we believe are superior, it is also an open platform, one in which assistive mechanisms can be incorporated. And finally, YouTube itself, in 2006, added the ability to put captions up on the YouTube videos if the supplier of that video had captioning transcripts available and could insert them into the video. So we're very interested in helping people with that kind of information to make it easily accessible to the rest of the world. So I'm going to stop here and just remind you again that Google is fully prepared to pursue accessibility features in all of our products and services. And we're here to tell you about some specific ones today. And to do that, I want to introduce my good friend Ken Herenstein. Ken and I have known each other for probably over 30 years. I think we were 2 or 3 years old at the time when we met. Ken was at SRI International on the West Coast. He and I worked on something called DefNet, which was an extremely early attempt to bring terminal access to the internet to people who were using TTYs and things of that kind. I would say we had mixed results with that experiment, but we learned a lot from how much value there came from having access to the internet through these tools. But in the meantime, Ken has joined Google, and of all the people that I know at Google, Ken has been the strongest proponent and one of the strongest technical contributors to our accessibility initiatives. He's very, very vocal and passionate on the subject, and he's going to show you what he and his colleagues have been able to do in this area. So Ken, thank you so much for coming here to the East Coast. Let me turn the microphone over to you.
Thank you, Vin. Hi, everyone. My name is Ken Herenstein. As you can see, I'm a software engineer, and I work for Google. And it's always such a great honor to share the stage here with Vint. But for me, personally, it's even a bigger honor to have all of you here, because I know for all of us, we've worked many, many years diligently pursuing the same goal. We share the same frustrations. And today, I'm really happy to be able to share something that we hope that will reach this goal of accessibility, something we've worked on hard. Since some of you probably don't know a lot about YouTube and the captioning services that we can do, I'd like to start by reviewing quickly some of what we already provide. And then we'll talk about the problems that we're facing. And lastly, we'll talk about how we're trying to solve those problems. First, I'll start with a little demonstration. This video is one we made when we first launched Captions on YouTube. It was really fun making it, so let me play some. As you can see, I'm changing the size. People want to see sometimes more video than they want to see captions, but if you're in the back, you may want to see them a little bit bigger. Is that better? I'll explain the details later, how to do it. Also, for some people who want to see more of the video, you can turn off the background. That's an option. Most people like the black background as it makes it easier to read, so I'll leave it on that way. Can you read this all right? Is that all right for everyone? I should look in the back there. Okay. Let me play a little bit.
Les légendes et les sous-titres sont très utiles pour les personnes comme moi qui ne parlent pas une autre langue. Avec les sous-titres, je
He's speaking French.
peux regarder des programmes en américain ou les informations russes. Quand je télécharge une vidéo sur YouTube, elle peut être regardée par les gens du monde entier, même s'ils ne parlent pas ma propre langue.
英語やフランス語など複数の字幕をアップロードすれば
Now Japanese is being spoken.
動画を見る
This person here, his name is Hiroto. He's our product manager. He's done a great job. Unfortunately, he couldn't come here today, but he's here on video. So what I just demonstrated is how captions have made videos accessible to everyone. It doesn't matter if you can hear or not. You know, for people who don't understand Japanese, if you don't understand sign language, it's all made accessible through captions. Now, suppose English isn't your first language. This video has several captions that are already uploaded, so I'm able to pick another language. I'll pick this one. Does anyone speak this?
人はその中から好きな字幕を選ぶことができます。
Now, suppose in that list of prepared captions, you don't see the language that you want. As Vint mentioned already, we support 51 languages, so it's possible to translate to any one of those other languages. Some are better than the others, but let me show you. See this one? It says Translate Captions. So I'll pick that. Now it's translating from English to, let's pick one. Normally I like to ask people to help me pick, but I know there's a few people who do speak French, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that.
例えばフランス語で YouTube を楽しんでいる人にはフランス語の字幕が最初に表示されます。たった1本の動画で 世界中の人々にメッセージを届けられ
He's still speaking Japanese, but we can read it in French. Those things are wonderful for accessibility. But there's another very cool benefit of having captions. Because they are text, we can search on them. There's two things that we can do with that. It helps you find the video you're looking for. And secondly, it helps you find the exact text you want within the video. Let me show you that. It's called a snippet, and you can jump directly to the snippet within the video that you're searching for. So let me demonstrate that next. Here we see the page from Google. It's an advanced video search page. I've already put in the phrase that I want to search for. That's one small step. This is one of my favorites. I've also checked this box, search only closed caption videos. So we checked that box. So here we go. I found several. It happens to know what I want. Now you'll notice it found snippets, and you'll know that by offering this option, start playing at search term. So I'll click that and it'll jump me right there. Well, actually it jumps to a place just a little bit before because it knows that you want a little bit of context first. It's slightly long, but I hope it's okay.
Today, the Google Lunar X Prize is challenging free enterprise to reach much further, to the moon, to pave the way to harnessing its wealth of resources. Only days away, it's Earth's partner and a unique two-world system.
It's one small step for man, one.
For a short video, it may not be that important, but if you have a really long video, this ability is very important. This is one of my favorite features. And remember, I actually had the opportunity to watch this live on TV years ago, but of course at that time there were no captions, as you know, but now I get to see it. Those things are all there, and they have been there in YouTube. Since we first launched Captions more than a year ago, I'm sorry, 2008, not 6. We're very surprised and pleased at how many videos have captions. There's a few 100,000 videos that are captioned within YouTube, and we think that's a great number. So what do you think the problem is? Let me show you.
Unique que visite chaque année.
Let me explain here. I tried to figure out a way to explain, without including a lot of math, what this problem is that we're encountering. So I came up with a visualization. You know, the network is built with a bunch of pipes. The internet is built with a bunch of pipes. It's true. And a lot of water runs through these internet pipes, and they are really video. Okay? I happen to have some of that video here. Okay? This is special water. it happens to be captioned video. As you see, the bottle has words on it. It's captioned. It's prepared for you. But
Des millions de touristes.
This is our problem. Remember what Vince said earlier? Every minute we stand here and talk, people are uploading 20 to 23 hours of video. Not minutes, hours. And not 23 videos themselves, we're talking hours. So tons, and that's every minute, every day, every month. It's coming in. Okay, so do you see any bottles there? Can't see any. Unfortunately, of all that content being uploaded, just a small amount is captioned. Very small. So the question is, who's going to bottle that water? At Google, we call that a problem of scale. How to scale. Fortunately, at Google and YouTube, our leaders are very passionate and want to support those solutions that address scale. Maybe you're not familiar with that word, but our CEO, his name is Eric Schmidt. He loves to talk about this issue, and he's a very clear speaker, so I would like to borrow some of his words.
Tell you that it's time. It's time for us to take advantage of the amazing opportunity that is before us, and that's what I want to talk about.
Do you notice anything different about these captions? No? Let me play some more.
For just a few minutes. Today and tomorrow, you're going to have interesting product announcements, some fun stuff, and perhaps most important, you're going to spend time with the best programmers in the world who are here in the room.
Do you notice anything different? There's some mistakes. What do you see? Yes, there's no person who made these captions. This was machine made. Yes, it's true. We did it. This is finally it. We got it. Yes, I am so excited. I'm so pleased to announce that we are launching this. The speech recognition and YouTube combined to make captions. And first, a little enjoyment. Let me add something else here.
Literally, you all. And we're very excited to have you here. From my perspective, it's time. We have spent 20 years trying to build a programming model that's the...
It's good, yeah? It's good. Completely machine generated. Speech recognition to English to French. I mean, when you think about that, what it means, it's wonderful. I mean, I just love this internet. It's just so exciting to see this. I mean, I've been dreaming about this day for so many years. I mean, I'm just so excited to see it's actually happened. I do need to caution you a little bit. For this very early launch, you can only see those machine-generated captions we call automatic captions, auto captions. You can only see them for 13 educational partners who have agreed to join into this early launch. Of course, we want to increase that number, add more channels and partners as fast as we can. I want to show you how people will turn on this feature when it becomes available. Let me do another one here.
Details are located at that URL. We will take submissions for the contest in August. Judging will occur through the fall, and we'll announce our winners at the end of fall.
There's no captions.
This time.
Now, you notice a new option. It says transcribe audio. Let me pick that one. What comes up is a box. I'm not sure if all of you can read it, so we'll ask the interpreter. It says transcribe audio is an experimental service that uses Google's speech recognition technologies to provide automated captions for video. That box will come up every time. I know it might be annoying, but it's very important because being an early and new launch, we want to make it clear to people that these captions are not from the owner of the video. They have nothing to do with this. We're trying to generate these for you as best as we can, and you'll see why.
We've learned a few things from American Idol, and so we will have user votes as part of the judging, and we think this contest is going to be really, really exciting. Number two, I'd like to announce that we're going to give away to every conference attendee today, all 4,000 of you.
I'll show you another example. It's still coming on here, this example. This man is talking about giving away Android phones. And he's also giving away something else that's pretty interesting.
We went one step further. Included in every device.
He's giving away salmon. Sorry, not today though. Really, he is talking about SIM, S-I-M, the SIM cards that we put in phones. Context, you can sort of figure it out, but you will see many of those types of mistakes. And that leads me to another big thing that I want to talk about here, and that is quality. Remember, our mission is to try and make all the information accessible to everyone, and that includes video. But right now, we can only recognize English and do this machine translation for English. And within the English videos, some are not very suitable because there may be background noise, and that includes music. That's noisy. Strong accents, strange vocabulary. So you will see a lot of different captions that aren't what they're speaking. But we are concerned about the quality. In fact, during the development of this, we had many discussions at Google and YouTube, asking ourselves, is this good enough? Should we wait until we have improvements? Should we launch now? I kept saying, no, don't worry about it. I like it. I love it. Compared to nothing, this is wonderful. It's important to me that I know for any video, I can get the best quality captions possible. I know they won't be great or perfect, but I know over time we will get them better and continue to improve. That's important. We'll continue improving these. Fortunately, Google and YouTube have a strong culture, as Vint already mentioned. We launch early and quickly. We do beta launches. As fast as we can get it out there, that's means the faster we get feedback. Do people like this? Do they not like it? What do they like? What do they want us to focus on? What do we work on next? So you're part of this experiment. In fact, that's a big reason why we've invited all of you here today. So you can help us. You're the first people to see this. And we want you to give us feedback. We'll have plenty of time for that during the Q&A, I hope, and also after that. One last thing I want to add about how to improve the quality. You know, machine-generated captions, these automated captions, are not perfect. It takes a very long time before it will ever reach the quality of a human-made caption. So what are we going to do about that? So for looking at this, I'd like to take the problem and sort of look on the other side and see. We've tried to lower the bar for accessibility for those who are watching the videos, but what about the people who own videos, who are uploading the videos? How do we lower the barriers for them? To help answer that question, that'll be our next speaker. I've kind of teased her. I've given her the title as Caption Evangelist. And this is Naomi. Naomi B., are you standing here?
Thank you, Ken. So I thought I'd start by telling you a little bit about me. I'm a channel owner on YouTube. How many of you know what that means? No idea. Okay. How many of you have ever uploaded a video to YouTube? So all of you are channel owners. A channel owner is just somebody who's logged into YouTube and uploaded a video. So I'm a channel owner for Google channels and YouTube channels. So you can imagine I upload a lot of video content. So what I'd like to talk to you about today is, as a channel owner on YouTube, there are three things. First, I'm going to show you how captioning works now in YouTube for everyone. Second, I'm going to show you a new feature, another new feature, also from speech recognition, that helps channel owners. And third, I'm going to show you how the automatic captioning that Ken already showed you, how that helps channel owners with their content captioning efforts. So first of all, I'm going to show you how a channel owner would upload captions now. This isn't new. This has been working on YouTube since 2008. So if I want to upload captions, the first thing that I need is a caption file. Let me show you what that looks like. So I'm opening this file on my desktop. It's called erickeynote.sbv, and this is a caption file. There's no one caption format. This is an example of one, but in fact there's no standard. But most caption files look pretty similar. Let me see if this mic is on. It is on. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show you what's in this file because you're probably not familiar with this. At the top of the file, I have some numbers. In fact, that line contains two numbers separated by a comma. The first number tells YouTube or any video player when to start playing the text. The second number tells it when to stop playing the text. And then below it, we have text. And in this example, these captions actually tell me a little bit about what's going on. The first text says man, and then there's a colon, so I know who's speaking. And then there's a line break, and it says ladies and gentlemen, and there's a comma. And then the next caption starts, and you can see again we have a time code. And as we go through the file, this file is just text. I can open it in any text editor. As we go through the file, we have every single caption that I want to show in the video. So anybody who can prepare a file like this can add captions to their video. And this is much easier than doing video production. Let me show you how this works. So I'm going to go back into YouTube here. I'm going to close this file. Goodbye, file. And I'm going to go find that video. Oh, sorry, I've just forgotten which file that was. Hang on. Okay, it's Eric's keynote. So let's go Google I/O keynote day 2. And this is actually one of the videos that I uploaded on my channel, which is called the Google Developers channel. So if you went to youtube.com/Google Developers, you would find my videos. And let's see. Here it is. Here's the keynote. You've seen this video already, right? And you remember. Oh, let me turn that off. It's noisy. Okay. So I click over here on Captions and Subtitles, and this option appears because I'm the video owner. and I click Add New Captions or Transcript, and I choose my file, and I go over here. Here's my file, erickeynote.spv. I choose it. I give it the language. You remember Ken showed you a video that had lots of different languages? I can add many different languages here. And so I tell it what language the video is in. It's English, so we won't change that. And I say, okay, upload it, go. There it is. So here I can click on English. And here's my timecode file. So here we are in YouTube. I have timecodes. I have start timecode, end timecode. Here's the text. Now YouTube knows all that information that was in my text file, and it can use it to play those captions on the video. This is my file. I own it. So if I want to, I can go download the caption file again later if I don't remember where I stored it and I lost it. I can take that file, I can send it out to translation, and then I can get a French version of it or a Spanish version or maybe a Klingon version. Actually, I don't think Klingon is officially supported on YouTube, but we could upload them. So let me go back. Okay, so that's how we uploaded captions to video on YouTube. And when I saw this feature, I got really excited. And this is how I met Ken and how I became a caption evangelist at Google. I thought, this is amazing. I have to go forth and caption every video that Google posts because this is so easy and so awesome. We have to go do this. So that worked out really well for me. But I looked around and I noticed there weren't a lot of channels that were captioning their videos. And I wondered why that was. And I think the reason is uploading videos to YouTube is really easy. It's simple. But preparing a timecode file is hard for a lot of people. Imagine a young teenager who's uploading videos for their friends to YouTube. They're not going to have this kind of expertise, and they're probably not going to be that interested in learning. So could we make this any easier? The answer is yes. So now I'm going to show you a second new feature. This new feature is called automatic timing for captions on YouTube. And this is something that all channel owners, once we launch this later this week, all channel owners on YouTube will be able to do this. So the first question is, okay, so to do this, rather than a caption file, what I'm going to show you is a transcript file. Here's an example of one for a video that we shot last week. This is a video that we're going to post to the Google blog, and it shows you how to use all these features. So here's the text. We prepared the text ahead of time because when we were shooting the video, we didn't want to make mistakes. And we filmed this text. We have somebody speaking it in the voiceover. So I already have this. So now I'm going to go into YouTube. I'm going to go to my channel. Here's my videos. I'm going to click here on captions. This is just, if you're a channel owner, you might be familiar with this view. This is where you can see all of your videos. And in this view, the button says captions, but it's actually taking us to the same page here. And now I can click Add New Captions or Transcript. I'm going to choose a file, just like I did before. And I say, OK. Now I have this option here. Our old file that we did, that was a caption file. But now there's another option in YouTube that says Transcript File. It says English only, because this is relying on speech-to-text technology, and right now we can only do that for English. And I say, OK, upload file, go. This is going to take a little while, so I'm going to talk. One of the things that I think is important to mention, Ken has already told you why captions, I'm going to take this so I can wander around. Ken has already told you why captions are important for viewers, and you know why they're important for viewers, because you're viewers. But I'm a channel owner, so I want to tell you why this is important for me. Captions are important to me because I want to reach a bigger audience. If I caption my videos, I can reach deaf and hard of hearing audience. I can reach people who may be immigrants to the United States who read English well but don't understand it well when it's spoken. I can reach people who haven't found my video except they did a search and the caption file came up. So you can see that as a video owner, by adding a caption file to my video, whether I'm doing it from a caption file or a transcript as I'm about to show you, adding these captions makes that video much more useful and much more accessible to a really wide audience. So to me as a channel owner, this is really important and exciting because I want my videos to be watched by as many people as possible. Okay, let me actually go back. Actually, it's done. Okay, I'm going to do this in a different order because it finished so quickly. Hang on. Let me show you what's just happened. So remember we uploaded that video file? Let me show you the file in case you've forgotten while I was telling you about how awesome captions are. So here's what the file looks like, right? This is just text. And I go here. And now I have this in YouTube. You guys see there are time codes here? So what YouTube did is it took my transcript file and it went through it and it said, when were these words spoken aloud in the video? And it computed a time code. And then it calculated the time code for me. So I don't have to go to all the trouble of figuring out where those time codes are. And I don't know if any of you ever tried to make a caption file, but it's a little bit fiddly. And so YouTube did all this for me. All I had to have was the text, and I already had it. So now I have a caption file. I can download it. Let me show you. Here it is. It's gone to my desktop. Let's go open it. Here's the file. It's called captions.sbv.txt. Oh, look, caption file. Let me show you these side by side so you can really see the difference. Okay, so here on the left, so you guys are applauding me because I'm the one up here with the mic, but I really have to thank the guys on the Google Audio team who built the amazing speech-to-text technology that makes this happen, and the people at YouTube, and people like Ken. There's a lot of pieces at Google that all came together to make this happen. I'm just standing up here with the mic telling you how awesome this is. So let me tell you how awesome this is. So over here, we have the time codes. You can see, if you look at the original transcript, it's actually put in line breaks for me. Where I had line breaks, it's respecting them. You can see today starts on its own line, and again in the caption file, it starts on its own line. So if I, as the video owner, want to control where the line breaks are, I can put in line breaks, and they'll come through to the caption. And if I don't know what I'm doing and I don't care, I can make one big long paragraph, and it'll break it into nice length captions. So I downloaded this file from YouTube. You saw that wasn't very hard. And I can take that file, I can send it for translation. I might want to adjust where the caption breaks are. I can do that because I have all the time codes. So now I'm going to show you one last thing. Let's go back to Safari. Let's go back all the way. Let me find that video. Google I/O Keynote. I want to find the video that Ken showed you with Vic Gandotra speaking. Let's see, it's part 10. The one where he gives away the phones. Here it is. Okay, so I'm the channel owner. I own this video. And this video happens to have been machine transcribed using the caption transcript feature that Ken showed you. So if I go into captions and subtitles, I'm just clicking here as the owner. I see this track here. It says English machine transcription. What is this? This is the speech-to-text transcript that was provided for me. So I can click on this, and you see here, I have time codes. I have text. No person created these time-coded captions. In some cases, they'll be pretty bad. In other cases, like this one, they're actually quite good. So I can go over here. I can click download. Let's go back to my desktop to find it. Where did it go? It's this one, I think, Captions 1 SBV. Here it is. So here's the time-coded file produced by a machine, and I can go in and I can find that line about the salmon, I can fix it, and I can re-upload it. So what this technology has done as a channel owner is it's saved me an awful lot of typing. So I've just showed you some new features from the channel owner side that we really hope are going to help more channel owners add more captions to their videos. And with that, I'd like to hand this back to Vint.
Well, you've just seen how powerful computing technology can be, especially when all the different parts of communications can be linked together. And here you've seen the merging of various kinds of technology, speech to text. We haven't got text to speech demonstrated here, but we do that too. What's important here is the enabling capability that you've just seen. I'll be very interested to hear from Mark Okrent and others whose work involves producing these things. My guess is that this kind of technology can make this whole process much more efficient and therefore much easier and perhaps even less costly to accomplish, which means more video, can be captioned. Now, we have an opportunity to do some Q&A. I'm going to go to that in just a moment. I actually have a bunch of questions myself for my colleagues, so if no one else asks anything, I've got a whole bunch of them just listening to what's going on here. But this is simply a stunning example of what happens when you put technologists together with different kinds of expertise. We have a research group. I'm part of that group, although I don't claim to have contributed very much, and certainly nothing here except enthusiasm. But what's important is that the speech understanding group, the speech recognition group, had to come together with the people who understood ways in which to do captions. Now here's something interesting about what you just saw. The way the captions work in the YouTube world is different from the way the captions work in today's video world. You are aware, I'm sure, of the late 70s when we had line 21 captioning, and we fought very hard, some of us, to put that in, even though there were people saying, well, there were better ways to do it and we should wait until video text was available because it would have a wider variety of symbols that could be expressed, and most of us said, the heck with that, just get something up so we can appreciate video like everyone else does. Then, of course, we've come to high definition television. By the way, I should tell you that YouTube has just announced that it can put up 1080p, the highest resolution, high definition, that you can download and watch from YouTube. So we're moving ahead with the rest of the industry. But some of you probably know that high definition captioning hasn't worked terribly well. It's, I would say, erratic. The Federal Communications Commission has a whole group assigned to work on that problem, and I can tell you that on behalf of Google, I'm going to be digging as deep into that as I can. But what's very interesting about what you're seeing here is that the captions are being delivered differently than they are with traditional television. They are distinct and separate channels, so to speak, not in the sense that Naomi was talking about, but in the sense of the source of the captions is independent of the video. They're obviously linked together by the time codes, but because they are segregated, we can do all these things to manipulate the text file. We can translate from one language to another. We can automatically do the partitioning. We can give you the transcript so you can do editing on it. You don't have to have all the kinds of equipment that are needed to decode the captions or to encode the captions. It's a separate process. This separation of the two media, the text medium and the video medium, creates opportunities that would not otherwise exist. And so when you think about things like IPTV, you should not be thinking of just generating and distributing a kind of condensed, combined medium, but rather one in which the separation is important because of the ability to manipulate it. And so if we're looking towards the future of this medium, the ability to separately manage these different streams is absolutely critical. Oddly enough, there is something kind of like that in the video world where you have different audio overlays. You can have different channels with different audio for Spanish and English and French and so on. But here we're keeping these media distinct and manipulable. Well, I don't have much more to say in closing, except I do want to acknowledge some people who've made this happen. And to do that, if you'll hold on to the microphone for a minute. Glasses again. Okay. So, okay, so not everyone is here, but a lot of people are here. I'm going to name the folks who are here, and plus a few that aren't. I want them to please stand up and accept our recognition of the wonderful work that's been done. So Ken Herenstein, will you stand up for a minute? And Naomi. And Tolliver Jew, where's Tolliver? Okay, there. Greg Millum, is Greg here? Okay, Chris Alberti, and Michiel Bachiani. And you saw Hiroto Tokusei, but he isn't here. He's off in Japan, but we thank him for his work too. And Jonas Klink, finally. You see these T-shirts, and they are indicative of Google's determination to make accessibility a real part of its motto and its objectives in the world. I hope that we're going to see lots of other T-shirts with lots of other indications of accessibility progress that we make at Google.